Hey everyone, it's Barbie J. Welcome to my channel, June BLC. Hey there everybody, it's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's comedy drama Sisters, Season 7, Episode 13. Who Can I Run To? And that makes me think about that song by that group Escape. Who can I run to? But anyway, let's get on with the review. The one thing I could say about this episode is it was better than last week's episode. That's all I got right now. That's all I got. And before we get started, if you're new to my channel or if you're returning to this channel and you haven't subscribed as of yet, please take a moment right now, hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all. It'll let you know every time I, Barbie J, upload any new content to this channel, June BLC. Then I ask that you smash the like button, write a comment, join the conversation, and share because sharing is caring. Now, this episode starts with Andy, Jordan, and Gary at the police precinct. They're arguing. Gary is pretending that he's just grieved, so grieved over his missing pregnant fiance. And Andy and Jordan are looking at each other like, do you see this dude? This is like ridiculous. But the thing is, he's at the police precinct, but they got FBI agents there, which was strange. So then this one detective, Watts, he comes over and he said he came to de-escalate everything. He asked to talk to Andy alone. So Andy tells Jordan to go home and she'll update him on what's going on. And she said she didn't want another scandal or something for him. And he's saying no because he doesn't care about a scandal. This is his sister who's missing. And she said, I know, but I just, this was a bad idea. Something like that, she said. So he left. So Andy goes in the room and she's talking to the detective who is now Special Agent Watts. She didn't even recognize him until he reminded her that he was the one taking items out of her daggone apartment back when, and she was like, oh, for that case against Gary. And he wants her to testify against all that she knows about Gary's illegal dealings, and Andy is acting as if she doesn't want to do it. Then he lets her know that he is aware of that. The penthouse which Gary purchased for her with illegal funds is now in her name, and he told her, what is her name? Miss Barnes, don't try to act naive about it. And see, that's what I'm saying. She's supposed to be this good attorney, but she know good and damn well that got her that penthouse with some illegal money, and she trying to act like she don't know. So Andy is saying she has no idea about Gary's dealings, and he told her they're aware of her relationship with Gary and that it's just a matter of time before Gary goes down. Is she going to let Gary drag her down with him? And she didn't know what to say. So then we have Gary leaving the precinct and talking to his partner in crime, Hudson, and saying that he's glad they got to the precinct first. Hudson is concerned that Andy will be a problem, and Gary doesn't think so, but stated if she becomes one, he'll make sure she regretted or something like that. And then as they drive off, we see that Jordan was sitting in his car watching them the whole time, and he follows them. Next we have, was that Zach and Fatima talking at the breakfast table, and Zach is calling his child baby girl and talking about he's going to set up a trust for her and Mikey. And he's saying these things and it's annoying Fatima. Fatima, meanwhile, been up all night researching this I can't even pronounce it, what Karen has with the twins having two different baby daddies. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, so I'm going to let that one go. Y'all figure it out. Anyway, I still lost my voice, y'all. I'm still trying to get it back, but forgive me. That's why it's taking me so long to do my reviews. I'm trying to get this voice together. Anywho, Zach is talking about he gonna take care of his kid and let Aaron take care of his, and he trying to split them and all of this stuff. And Fatima's telling her it's not that easy. She's saying you need to talk to Aaron. He's talking about calling Karen. She said no, you need to talk to Aaron and find out a way to work together. So they could co-parent together, because you can't just do for one child and not for the other. It's going to be difficult. But see, I understand what Zach is saying, because it could get touchy. Zach might want to raise his child a certain way and do certain things with it, and and Aaron might want to do his child a certain way. You know what I mean? Say Zach want to raise his child playing basketball and football and sports like that, and Aaron might want his singing and in the ministry. You hear me? In the ministry. He don't even minister. He ain't said a prayer yet since being on this show. Anywho, he might want his child in the ballet or other things. I don't know. So it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult thing. And I see where Zach is coming from. It's like, because, like I said, people have different parenting skills. One might allow their child to talk back to them and express themselves. The other might be old fashioned, say, look, do as I say, not as I do. Shut up. So it's going to be an issue. And the other parent is not going to want you telling their child to do this. You shut up and listen, da da da. Whereas at home, the other parent says, oh, you're free to say whatever you want. If y'all understand what I'm saying, please put it down in the comment section. Anyhow, then we have Zach. He leaves and he calls Karen, and she tells him that her children will not be raised separately, because he's talking about something about splitting the belly or something like that. And he was stressing her out, and she was working with a client, and she was like, look, I gotta go, and hung up. Then we have Fatima. She's in Andy's office, and they're both sharing the craziness that is going on in their lives. Fatima sharing with what happened with Zach and Karen's drama about one twin being Zach's and the other being Aaron's, and Andy's telling about Gary being at the precinct and acting like he's distraught about Penelope missing, and the FBI agents pulling her into a room and interrogating her and wanting her to be the key witness against Gary, which Fatima thinks is a very bad idea because she believes they will turn the info she gives them against her. She said they always dangle something in your face saying that they're going to give it to you, and then they end up not giving it to you. And she's telling Andy all this stuff, and Andy's like, how do you know? And Fatima says, because of my family ties. Then we have this scene with Maurice and Carrie behind the teller window arguing in front of a customer. And that customer, Miss Mabel, she's laughing at Maurice because she thinks he's funny. All the comments he's saying towards Carrie about something about screaming white lives matter in the street. He would never even do that. I don't know. He was saying some jokes and the lady was laughing. And it seems as if Carrie may be trying to get Maurice to do something to her so that she can report him and get him fired. At this point, though, right now, I don't feel that Carrie is worse than the girl that was there before. I just forgot her name. I had it and I forgot it. Because the girl before just kept bothering Fatima, Sabrina. She kept following behind her, being annoying and stuff. But Maurice, with this being his first time back, he started by stealing her soda. So now this girl is like, I'm making sure you're not stealing that lady's money. And I'm making sure you're not stealing this. And after what you did with your boyfriend, having him trying to rob the bank, So she's saying that, but I don't think she's worse than the other girl yet. She's getting there though. But that's why Maurice got to be careful, because he's yelling, calling her biatch in front of everybody. He had to say biatch at least 8 times in that scene he had between that girl and Sabrina. Easily. And I think enough is enough. You're at work and you need to know how to curtail your tongue and roll it back and not be saying that out loud. Anyway, then when Maurice go into Sabrina's office, he catches her trying to inject herself again. And I'm like, why does she keep doing it in her office and not locking her freaking door? What is wrong with her? So he injects her for her. He does it for her. And he's like, what is this for? Were you trying to make an omelet, with your eggs? He was saying, she says she's trying to preserve her eggs and embryos. So then he tells her that he had to cuss a biatch out talking about Carrie. And of course, she's about to defend Maurice. And I'm like, girl, you better stop defending Maurice before you lose your job. So now we're at the hair salon with Karen and Pam talking when Aaron comes in, and we learn that Aaron did invest in Pam's Roots to Riches product. Karen is a bit upset that neither of them told her about it. But I'm saying, if you ask me, it ain't none of her business, no way. So what I mean, why they had to tell her? She ain't invested in it. It's just being sold out of her shop. I don't know. Put it down in the comment section. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it's none of her BI business. Anyway, so she tells Aaron that Zach has been stressing her out about this baby stuff and his half of the belly, and Aaron is shocked that he's saying that, and she's told him he need to call before he show up now in her new salon and stuff. And he knows that she's like, "Oh, you just coming here so you could have a reason to talk to me and stuff like that." And he's like, "No, I'm just checking on the baby." And later on, Pam does tell her that she didn't tell her because she didn't think she wanted to know. She said she didn't think it was something to talk about. He invested, he calls and checks on her every now and then she grabbed the opportunity of getting an investor, and that's how it works. So it wasn't a big deal to her. But Karen was a little upset because she feel left out. But why? Why you feel left out? She said he just trying to find a way to get close to me, and I could believe that. I could go along with Karen on that part. I ain't gonna lie. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. What else? Then after Karen told Aaron that stuff about Zach, he said he'll talk to Zach, and Karen said, no, no, because when y'all get together, then they need a referee. And I said, she right about that. And Aaron said, nah, it's different now. And Karen said, well, y'all could do whatever you want. Just leave me out of it. And I said, girl, you right. Leave her out of it. Wipe your hands off her with it. Don't have nothing to do with it. Now we see Hudson outside of a building fussing with a young lady, telling her to keep her mouth shut, and Jordan is in his car watching. Hudson walks off and Jordan runs out there and acts like he thinks she's somebody else and pretends. And she said, oh, I see you that guy on TV. And she said, no, no. He said his name was Raymond. He said, I get that a lot. People think I'm him. And he said he's about to go on an interview in this building with that guy she was talking to, and he said he can't remember his name. And she said, who, Hudson? He said, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he said, and his friend, what's the other guy, Garrett? And she said, Gary? He said, yeah. So she said, let's walk and talk. What I want to know is what she told him, because they didn't show anything being told. So I don't know what Jordan learned from that lady. Then we had this scene with Pam and Karen at the salon. And like I said, she took that moment to tell Karen what happened and how she ended up investing with Aaron. Then Aaron and Zach are on the basketball court, and Zach is pissed that Aaron is there bothering him. He feels he's being stalked by him. Leave me alone. Damn, everything I do, you want to do. We even in the womb together. La 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 la. And Aaron trying to talk to him about this whole thing with Karen said you this, like he's Karen's savior and stuff. And he's like, why are you always trying to be the good guy? Zach said, why are you always trying to act like you trying to save Karen? Karen don't want to be saved. She don't need to be saved. Stop trying to act like you this good dude and all that stuff. And he's right. You step into Zach like you Karen's man, and you not Karen's man. So let it go, Aaron. Stay in your lane, baby. Stay in your lane. Stop crossing that line and getting into Zach's lane. I mean, let me know what y'all think about that. Then we have Karen and Pam in the salon about to close up when Trey comes in and wants to talk to Karen, wants to take Karen out. And she turns him down, letting him know in a kind way that she is not interested in being in a relationship with him. And he respects her being upfront, and he leaves. I mean, I know in her mind, she's like, if you even knew what I was going through, imagine her getting in a relationship with him and then being with him, having these twins, and then have to deal with the daddies from each twin baby. Come on, that's oh, that's drama right there. That would be so much drama. She asking for problems with something like that. Anyway, yes, she deserved to be loved, but for those who think she should go out with him, I think that's wrong. I think that would be a very bad idea. It's a lot going on. You'll have his 2 cents in. She got to deal with the father's 2 cents. They don't want this man around to help their child. We don't know him. Da 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 da. Please, nobody got time for that. Then we have Sabrina at Danny's apartment, and since Danny's trying to be a good friend, as she calls it, she calls Sabrina over there to tell her she got some juicy news to tell her, but she can't tell her. What the hell, Danny? Really? She called herself being a good friend to Karen and not telling her business. So she decides to play a game of charades. So that way Sabrina can guess the juicy news. But and so they playing the game, and oh my God. Oh my God, Sabrina is horrible at charades. I'm just telling y'all. It was driving me crazy. I was trying to answer the questions for him, like, damn, Sabrina, you a manager. You can't play charades. But anyway, before they could finish, discussing the whole thing, after Sabrina finally guessed it, they were going to get into detail. And before they can, there's a knocking at the door real hard. And then Tony just walks right in with an attitude because his daughter had Danny's pink handcuffs, or as Tony called them, a sex toy. And and he's like blaming her, telling her she's supposed to be an adult, getting mad at her. You said you was gonna watch my kids. How did she get this? How did she do that? I said, wait a minute. If you're gonna watch him, watch it. And Daddy was like, wait a minute, hold up. How you yelling at me? Don't be mad at me, be mad at her. She said, when I got home, y'all was in there. You asked me to do a favor. I didn't even have time to get ready. You had me, and she didn't. And that's why I said, why couldn't Danny have watched them kids at his house? Why they had to come to her house? And like she told him, as soon as you left, she started going through all my stuff and bothering all my stuff. So I told her what that they was for a game and to ask your father. And he's like, what if they would have taken them to school? And she's like, that's ridiculous. And he's like, that's not funny, Danny. And he's getting mad at her. And Danny finally said, get out. Get out of my house. And I was like, good. Good for you. He's like, why you put me up? She said, get out because I told you what the reason it is. You're not happy with it, then get out. You did me a favor. Instead of getting mad at me, you need to talk to your kids who don't know how to respect people's property in their houses, going through all their stuff. And he slammed the door. And she's like, don't slam my door. I was like, she was right. I was like, yes, Danny. Yes, girl. He got a lot of damn nerves. He would have to be on his feet groveling for me to come back after that. How dare you take out your frustration on me when you know your kids act like the devil spawns? You know, they bad as H-E-double hockey sticks. They terrible kids. Soon as the door closed, they started bothering her. I'm hungry. I want this. You think because you told your kids to be good, they was being good? I would never ever watch them again and they would never be allowed to my house. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. So next we have Zach and Fatima. They're home and he tells her about he comes home from playing basketball. She has dinner on the table and he don't wash his hands. He's sitting down. She's like, boy, you better wash your hands before you sit down eating that food. But he's telling her what happened, on the basketball court with Aaron. And she tells him the bad news that she learned about his money that he invested with Gary. And she said that Gary's within his rights to withhold Zach's money due to the language written in their investment agreement. So Zach is pissed about that. But then in this kind of this way of I don't know how to call it the way he did it, but Zach mentioned something to Fatima about he was hoping she doesn't get her cousin to do something to harm Gary. Meaning he really wants her to get her cousin to do something to Gary to try to get his money because Zach want his money back from Gary. And Fatima was telling him it didn't look good. But then also, when Zach told Fatima what Aaron was saying, Fatima was waiting for him to say, you was right. And she was sitting there and she said, so Aaron said the same thing I said, huh? And then he said, okay, you was right. He said, I think that's all you was waiting for. She said it was. Because she told him that in the first place, you need to talk to Aaron. And then this episode ended with Andy calling Jordan and he's in his car. She wants to know where he is because she's been trying to get him all day. She says she's on his way to his house. And he said, oh, I was working and that I'll be there soon. And while he's talking on the phone, that Gary jumps into his back seat and Gary says something, is that my old biatch or something like that? Or ho, I don't know what he called Andy. But she said, who's that, Jordan? Jordan, is that Gary? And Gary's like, tell Andy I said hi, Jordan. And she's like, Jordan, what is going on, Jordan? And that's how it went off. So Jordan got busted. Gary realized Jordan was following him or tailing him, and he jumped into the back seat. I don't understand why people in their cars with all their damn doors unlocked so somebody could just jump in. It's so stupid. Anyway, y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about this episode. All I got is that it was all right. That's it. So please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I will see you all in the next video. It's your girl Barbie J saying peace.